Hello, all my beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. And if this is the first time that you're on my channel, please allow for me to introduce myself to you. My name's Vanessa Somuayina. You guys know me as your big sis from the internet, as well as your favorite psychic medium here on YouTube. And in today's Pick a Card Tarot reading, we are going to be delving into your love life during the month of October. This video is designed to help heal any patterns and wounds that you may be experiencing when it comes to love and fully prepare you for what's coming for you during the month of October, so you don't have to feel anxious or overwhelmed, but simply enjoy what's coming towards you. And in order for us to uncover everything that's happening in your love life during the month of October, I have prepared 4 groups for you to choose from, and I would like you to pick one of these 4 groups intuitively. I will introduce you to these groups in a second. I just want to give a huge shout out to each and every one of my subscribers, patrons, and Instagram followers. You leave the most beautiful comments and messages in my DMs and the public spaces. Here are some of my faves of the past week. Thank you all so much for being the most supportive, beautiful community here on the internet. And I just want to remind you that regardless of your relationship status, you are so worthy of love and you are so seen and valued within this space. But let's get into it, you guys. I don't want to make the intro too cheesy or too long. Group number 1 corresponds to the Gold Foil Tarot deck. Group number 2 corresponds to the Oriens Animal Tarot deck. Group number 3 corresponds to the Daily Crystal Inspiration deck. And group number 4 corresponds to the Crystals the Stone deck. The timestamps to all 4 of these groups can be found below in the description box, as well as pinned to the top of the comment section for quick and easy access for you from your mobile devices, your laptops, your tablets, and your TVs, as I know a lot of you also like to put on my readings in your homes, in the background, as you're falling asleep, as you're driving to your appointments or to work, which I love because that is the entire point of this channel. It is for you to feel supported and for you to use this as a tool of growth, self-development, and self-love. So my gorgeous soul, I will now give you a little moment of privacy to meditate on these 4 groups. Please do take some deep inhales and exhales as this moment of privacy is taking place, to then intuitively feel guided to pick one of these 4 groups. I always recommend that you go with whichever group that was the one that intuitively called to you first, not the one that you thought with your rational mind is the group that you should choose, but actually pick the group which resonates and energetically feels like it represents the love life that you desire. So I'll give you this little moment and then I'll be right back to guide you into your readings. Alright, so by now you've hopefully been able to select one of these 4 gorgeous groups that I've got prepared for you. I'll get straight into the readings with group number 1, which corresponds to the Gold Foil Tarot deck. So if this is the group that you chose, then please simply continue watching. And to my other lovely groups, I will catch you all at the click of your timestamps. Hello, my gorgeous soul of group number 1. Welcome to your October love life prediction. This is the only love prediction that you will need, as we will be getting into some great detail when it comes to your love life during the month of October. Now, let's get straight into your psychic reading with this Gold Foil Tarot deck. Simply lean back, relax, and enjoy this moment of self-care that you are gifting to yourself. And let's see what comes up when it comes to your love life. So first up, we've received the World card. Congratulations, group number 1, because this is the final card of the major arcana in the tarot, which basically means this is the best card of the tarot. This is the card of success. This is the card of having a change of place in the most positive sense. So October is going to completely shift the way that your love life is, the kind of people that you are involved with in your love life, and it's going to change that for the better. It's going to change that to your absolute delight. The World card is a symbol of assured success and being completely en route to that. So group number 1, whatever you are doing at the time of you receiving this psychic reading, simply continue doing it. If you're going on dates with people you've met online, keep going on dates. If that is not your thing at all and you're positioning yourself in places that you love and where you can have a good time, like cafes that you love, going out on walks, on hikes, simply keep doing that. You'll be surprised about where you will bump into your soulmate. It could be at the checkout till of a gas station as you're in the same place, going on a nature adventure. It could be simply being in a spot where you love the coffee, the matcha, the iced oat milk latte, and they are there as well, and it's just a coincidence because they don't usually go there. Now here within judgment, that's exactly what Spirit is trying to communicate to you. Don't judge the things you love and the places that you go based on, oh, do I think my future partner would be here? Remind yourself that you will meet them when you are meant to meet them. October brings this insane amount of fulfillment into your love life. And the Judgment card is all about focusing on the outcome you desire and then energetically aligning and allowing for the material world, the real world, to bend to that. That means you align yourself energetically with being completely content with you, your life, your existence. And then you don't have to worry about where you're going, where you're spending time. You can know in a very self-assured way that your partner is going to show up sooner rather than later because you are on that frequency. So it's not about putting yourself in this almost fake way into scenarios where you think they will show up, but instead living your best life and letting them find you. The Chariot is symbolic of very fast forward movement. So group number 1, are you ready for this in October? Are you ready for things to happen in a triumphant, very quick, witty type of way? As you can see, the Chariot has like these 2 beasts that are pointing in opposite sides. We've got this white beast and this black beast, and duality is always a representation of something being split in some way. So your time is, of course, split between love and everything else that you've got going on. I see that when it comes to your work, it's a really busy time and you are definitely inclined to judge yourself for not doing enough, for not always putting your best foot forward, and being so hard on yourself. Group number 1, there's a reason why you're here to receive this reading. It's not worth it and it doesn't make any sense, because the thing is, you are also only a human being with needs as well, and no one ever puts their best foot forward 100% of the time. Do you think every single individual that you look up to, whether they are a musician, an artist, a writer, thinks that every single paragraph, every single song, every single music video, that they were in optimal shape when they created that or when they made it? No, they were not. Unlikely. Spirit is literally confirming, your guides are right here, and they're not playing. They're telling you, look, it's unlikely that you will always be 1,000,000% in top shape, top form, doing everything completely right. It's just not something that is the norm. The norm is that there are fluctuations. And for the month of October, know that the fluctuation is your love life being on a high, your love life being in a place of complete fulfillment for you. So why start to look at the areas of your life that you feel aren't going as well when you can focus on what is going amazingly well? Let go of the need to be perfect. Group 1, if you grew up in a household in which you felt a lot of pressure to be better, to be perfect, to be the sibling that accomplishes more, to break your family's toxic lineage pattern, to just be the part of the solution rather than the problem. And actually, if you were to have looked around, you would see, wait, I'm the only one with all this pressure. Because somehow all of this pressure is on you, but everyone else gets to be imperfect. Huh? Group number 1, let go of putting yourself under so much pressure to be someone who you are not meant to be. And it's not that you're not meant to be epic, amazing, great, but perfect, that's not something that is even achievable. You are not meant to be a heartless robot. Now, asking for help from others is what your guides want you to do in October for this ultimate love life fulfillment. So this is how you will meet a special someone, simply asking for help. Asking someone for help who is a friend or an acquaintance, and you will be introduced to this person by them. And quite literally also, what I'm getting is something happening where you have to ask a stranger for help in the sense of needing to move something that's very heavy, having something going on with your car and you're not sure, you want to reconsider whether it's safe. That's the next card we received, the reconsider card. You want to ask yourself, okay, is it worth just rushing and going, or can I ask others for help just to make sure I'm doing what is safe? And group number one, this whole mindset of, oh, I don't want to ask for help, I don't want to burden anyone, can we just erase that, because that is old news and it's really, really unnecessary. And I want you to know here within the next few months that you will take huge strides forward in finally learning to receive, okay? Finally being the person who just asks for what they want, and you are not surprised or shocked when people oblige, they just say yes, and they even like to fulfill your needs. I want to remind you that there are a lot of people who have this innate want and wish to just fulfill another human being's needs. Okay, there are people who are so into that, who are so in love with feeling like they have done something amazing for you. And I want you to allow them to feel that. Don't be selfish, group number one. If someone gets really excited, aroused, happy from making you happy, why not let them? Group number one. Remember here, the alternative is that they just give that treatment to somebody else. Remember, the alternative is that, yeah, you have quote unquote saved them trouble, or you don't want to be a burden. But you've also taken a lot of satisfaction and happiness away from someone who didn't see that as you being a burden, but who saw it as an exciting opportunity to show you how important that you are to them, and to show you that this is their way of providing for you. It could be helping you pay for something. It could be helping you with your car. It could be that they simply are there for you emotionally speaking whenever you need them. They're helping you to lift some heavy things, to do some paperwork that you didn't want to deal with. All of these ways are ways in which someone can show you how much that they actually care about you. Let them, group number one, just let them. You're not forcing anyone to do anything. Become the awareness, okay? Step away from being the thought of I'm the burden, of I'm doing too much, I'm expecting too much. I don't want others to dislike me because I'm asking them for a favor, because I'm asking them for something. Group number one, you too have been in a position where you have asked another human being for a favor. And did you feel as though that person was any of these negative connotations and words? You probably didn't. If you asked them whether you can help them out, or they asked you for a favor and it was a favor you could actually help them out with, chances are you actually enjoyed that experience. Chances are you helped them and it felt good. So make sure you have this forward movement within you of kind of graduating from a place of seeing it as any different when you do it. It's not like all of a sudden when you ask someone for a favor, it doesn't hit the same, or people don't want to help you, but of course everyone else should be asking for help. No, you are not the exception, group number one, when it comes to this. Ask for help and see your love life change. See your romantic relationships completely be different in the dynamics of how the relationship is, because you're going to get so much more devotion from the person that you're with, because it strokes their ego when you ask them for things, they can help you with it, and they feel fulfilled. They feel like They're so thankful and grateful that they were here in this moment to help you, to do something for you, because that is what makes them feel useful as well. And denying them of this is not going to get you anywhere. So the Amazonite is telling you to loosen your grip, group number one. When it comes to love, you have had a tight grip on yourself, on your behavior, on the way that you want to present yourself and the way that you think that you will be in that quote unquote perfect relationship. But the Amazonite communicates to you that the month of October is a month of loosening your grip and seeing how focusing more on yourself and caring for yourself is actually how you will become more infatuating, because people love other people who are confident and who focus on themselves the absolute most. So the tourmalinated quartz confirms. I love when these cards that show up for you are a clear confirmation of what we are delving into. We go deep on this channel, not wide. And the tourmalinated quartz is speaking of getting out of your own way. Go ghost on being in your own way. And leave a ghost emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, group number one, that you received your reading to this point, and that you vow to go ghost on being in your own way. So basically vanishing, getting out of your own way, and removing yourself from being that stopper, from being the person that pumps the brake on their own financial, spiritual, and romantic happiness, because sometimes you're really blocking your own blessings, group number one. And we're not continuing with this in October, especially not with how much goodness that we have coming towards you. So group one, I feel inherently as though we are not done. There are more messages from your spirit guides here about your love life during the month of October. The good news is that you don't need to do a thing. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to look for the next video or pause. Simply continue watching, continue to relax, to lean back, to enjoy. I will clear and cleanse this space right now, and then I'll be right back for us to delve even more deeply into your October love life prediction. Welcome back, group number one. So let's delve a little more deeply into your October love life reading. I am using the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, the OG that you may have seen on the interweb and just whenever you're looking up tarot things. So let's see what your guides have to say, group number one. Straight up, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So nightmares and fears about your love life, like ending up alone, dying as a lonely cat lady, for example, the classic fear, that dissipating out of your life and getting more better sleep. Now, better sleep can be the result of feeling safe and sleeping in the same bed with another person, but sometimes better sleep also means sleeping alone and sleeping without fear. So that means that something in you spiritually and emotionally is being cleansed about love in October, to the point where you don't feel as though your sleep is deprived and is negatively affected. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is indicative of the fact that what is happening in your love life is that there are some big changes now going on. You've taken time to see where things will go, romantically speaking, with other individuals, like situationships. You've given that ex that you were extremely in love with time to come back, and they have not come back. They have not done what you kind of fantasized about them doing. And now you're realizing, okay, you spend time just watching the opportunities, seeing what would happen, and you used to give people a lot more time romantically to like prove themselves, or you were like, well, you know, they might still change, they might still adjust, they might still do X, Y, or Z, but you're just not with that anymore, group number one. It's like, if you don't pretty promptly show a deep interest, infatuation, and healthy obsession with me, then I'm out. I'm not here to be a placeholder, a situationship. or to let you think that I am okay with you evaluating for a long amount of time whether I'm the one. Like, no. I see here within the Eight of Pentacles that you have worked too hard on yourself, your internal and external beauty, to let someone else make you feel as though there can be any sort of like very long evaluation of whether you are worthy of a ring, commitment, and a lifelong relationship. And I'm going to let you in on a secret, group number one. And some people are going to hate this, especially if you've been in this situation or you are currently in this situation. And the secret is this. If you have been with someone for years and they have not proposed and you want to get married, or they have not committed and you want a symbol of commitment, it could be a ring. It could be signing that piece of paper. It could be moving in together. It could be, hell, even just them saying openly they are in a relationship with you. If it has been years and they have not done that, like for example, they haven't gotten you a ring because they are unable to afford it or they're still working on their career, let me tell you, life with this kind of person is going to be a constant getting there. If they haven't committed because they need time, let me tell you, they do not think that you are the best that they can do. As hard as it sounds, I've seen it happen over and over again to girlfriends of mine who have been with men for years. I'm talking giving this man 5, 8 years of your life. He is unwilling to commit. He is saying that, well, he's not sure, he needs time. They break up, and within 6 months, he's married to the next girl, she's pregnant, and all of a sudden, he did know to settle down. And especially when it comes to dealing with people romantically, I just want you to know that people know quick, people know fast. Just as you are sure that you want to be with them, why don't you feel like you deserve that same certainty back from the person that you are in love with, to the degree that you would want to bind yourself to them forever? Now, what showed up for us here as part of the answer, the solution, is the Two of Air. And the thing is, you are noticing how you have such a split difference for what is acceptable for you and what is acceptable for others. Why are you making excuses for people who bring uncertainty without looking at the fact that you could do the same, but you're not doing it because you care about how people feel, or you just know you deserve the same type of treatment? Group number one, I want to remind you that if you treat yourself better than someone you are romantically involved with, you should not be involved with them. But first, we have to clean up your perception. And for October, I definitely see you being super clear with yourself on this. And that's also why you received the World card in part 1 of your reading, because the clarity and just this innate understanding that you deserve more, you deserve better, changing the perception of yourself, excuse me, group number one, that you don't have to put others on a pedestal. Meanwhile, you are being held to an unrealistically high standard. It stops here. The Ace of Air shows us that just as this dragon is kind of holding this round sphere that has some sort of energetic force and frequency in it, you hold the power to changing this perception. You hold the power to no longer allowing other people to do whatever they want. Meanwhile, you have to conform. Like, what is that, group number one? Why? It is completely unnecessary for you to allow this to happen. Now, I also do want to add some letters into your reading for further clarity. All right, so we've got R, I, D, and then T. So what I'm immediately getting here is dirt. Wow. Group number one, Spirit wanted to very clearly communicate to you, the month of October is a month of cleaning up your personal dirt. Spirit is not playing around. Spirit did not come to, how should I say, coddle your feelings. Spirit is like, get rid of the gunk, get rid of the dirt, let the trash take itself out. And also, here within the DIRT, what we also have is this whole kind of vibe of rid, so RID, getting rid of something, dirt, cleaning up, creating this very clear vision that you did not have. So Windexing the situation, all right? For any of you who didn't know, Windex is a window cleaning detergent. I just cleaned my windows the other day, so October is definitely a month for cleaning your windows literally so you have better vision, but also cleaning up your windows spiritually for better vision. So from the Grand Budapest Hotel, a quote we've got here is, rudeness is merely an expression of fear for you. Remember, anyone who is rude, anyone who is behaving quote unquote like dirt, it is just an expression of their fear. It's just an expression of their insecurity that they have toward you. So when you set boundaries in October romantically and you tell people who want you to not have any boundaries that actually this is the standard, and if they cannot reach the standard for the relationship that you want, it's fine, but you don't need to keep wasting time. Some people will find that offensive because they want you to lower your standards for them. And that is a form of control and manipulation that you're not falling for, group number one, because you know all about this, and you also know that's just an expression of their own fear of being unable to control another human being. So we're going to pull an important question for you for the month of October for your love life, okay? So this is a self-love and healing question. Ooh, what is going on here with the cards? Goodness. Group number one, let's get into this. What was the best compliment you've ever received, and why was it so special? Think about it when it comes to romantic love. What is the best compliment that you've ever received? And when you become clear on why it was so special, you might also realize, for example, someone saying you're a great kisser was really special, not because you felt inadequate about that, but just because it showed you, okay, you have qualities that also make other people feel infatuated, that also make other people feel like, oh, this person is so attractive. And especially if you did not grow up with pretty privilege, or you had a strong, ugly duckling face, this can be extremely boosting to your ego, so to say. Now, within the sun, we've got a placement here of self-expression and embodiment of the truth. The month of October is a month where when you meet this individual, when you're with this person who is your soulmate, those of you who are in relationships, you're already doing that, you're already with them, and you can express freely how you feel. You can self-express without feeling like you might scare them away or F it up. Group number one, you can't F it up if they are meant to be in your life, if they are the right person for you. Being able to just strongly and clearly express who you are is the prerequisite of a lasting relationship. Now, Pluto, or the Plutoid, however you'd like to call this heavenly body, is the heavenly body of transformation, of finances, but also like death, for example. So Pluto having an effect on your love life during the month of October shows that it's the death of your old love life. It's the transformation into the new, hence why we've got the human skull as well as a butterfly depicted here. So October will be monumental, it will be different, it will change your love life from here on out for the rest of the year and potentially even the rest of your life, group number one. I hope that you have enjoyed this love prediction and that you found it insightful. If you did and you felt comfortable in this healing space on the interweb, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to never miss out on another reading. And I absolutely cannot wait to catch up with you in one of our upcoming predictions. Hello, my gorgeous soul of group number 2. Welcome to your October love life reading. You chose the Oriens Animal Tarot. My name is Vanessa Somuayina. I have conducted tens of thousands of readings on and offline, and I cannot wait for us to get straight into your October love prediction using this gorgeous tarot deck. If you are just as fond of animals as I am, then you are probably looking forward to seeing what spirit creatures show up and what this means in regards to your love life for the upcoming month. First up, we've got the Strength card, and in the Strength card, we've also got the Stag. The Stag is a representation of strength, of leadership. Already in ancient times, different civilizations viewed the stag as a spirit animal that shows that you are not going to give up regardless of what happens, and the leadership quality to know that, fine, you know what, if you had some mishaps when it comes to love, some missteps, some people who honestly were just not for you, okay, that can happen. But are we going to give up on love? Are we going to let that harden us to make us think that there isn't someone out here who does actually want to properly love us and love us in a way that we feel valued? No, we're not going to give anyone that power. I see here in connectivity to the Star card that we received next that actually you are the kind of person who is like relentlessly strong and hopeful. You are that friend in your friend group that people just turn to and say, you are the strongest person I've ever met. You are literally the strongest individual I've ever dealt with. I'm so grateful to even have you in my life, and I cannot believe what you've been through. You're still standing, you're still smiling and thriving. So the star shows us here that you will be rewarded for everything that you've been through, for all the efforts, for all the times you could have let things break you, but you chose to be stronger. You chose yourself. You chose a future of appreciation for your life and not allowing for someone's dusty son or someone's dusty daughter to make you feel like true love doesn't exist just because perhaps they didn't know how to express it. The Tower shows us in connectivity to Strength and the Star that actually October brings a time of huge disruption to the patterns of people you are dating. So no more of the people who are unsure about you. You are only getting spoiled treatment, princess treatment, the kind of treatment that you get from someone who is obsessed with you. And guess what, group number 2? Step number 1, only date people who are obsessed with you. That's how you get this type of treatment. But we often make the mistake that we've got people in our DMs. We've got people in our WhatsApp archive, in the chat, that we are not responding to. They really like us, but we don't like them. We like the ones that don't like us. That's what happens really often. And when you're in this situation, it's like, hold on a minute. That's what the Tower represents. Let me reevaluate the kind of people that I'm attracting, why I'm attracting them, and why do I not find attraction in those who are obsessed with me? And is there a way that I can work on myself from the inside out to attract people that I like as well, who simultaneously are actually obsessed with me and give me the treatment that I deserve and that I want for my love life in the long term? The Knight of Swords shows us that someone is coming into your life who has this sword energy. So sword energy, this represents the element of air. Libra, Aquarius, and also Gemini. These are the air signs. The Knight of Swords shows an air sign that's coming in during the month of October for you, because after all, we are in your October prediction, and I want to get really precise on what day they are entering into your life. Group number 2. Let's use our Astro Dice and see what your guides have to say. Okay, rolling the dice, we received the number 10 for you. So the 10th day, I just want to make sure this is in focus. Here we go. 10th day is when they're entering your life, so mark your calendars. I also do want to add some astrological reference into your reading. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay, we also have this Taurus energy, and this actually brings us back to the stag again. So we have someone who is a leader. They have a air sign placement and also an earth sign placement in their birth chart. That's one thing that I see here for you, group number 2. And then what we've also got right here is actually the symbol of Mercury that showed up for you. So Mercury Taurus, Mercury air sign. Mercury in Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, but also Taurus. So I want you to know that this very specific placement is going to tell you that you have met the right one during the month of October. So check their birth chart, group number 2. I know this can seem a little devious, but as you're getting to know this person that's coming into your life on the 10th, just in like passing by, just say to them like, hey, by the way, where are you born? Like, what time are you born? What city were you born in? Just make it like not awkward, group number 2, so they don't think that you're doing something really weird and witchy to them, but instead just take a genuine interest, or if they're open to all of these things, you may even tell them, yeah, I just want to check our compatibility, so I need this information. And then you can tell them some of their placements. Unbeknownst to them, you're checking out whether they're this person that you received within your reading, or whether you are going to keep dating and continue looking. So next up, group number 2, October is the month of you actually centralizing everything around yourself. So being a little quote-unquote selfish. Group number 2, you don't often get to be selfish. You always have so many responsibilities that you are dealing with, and that can really take away from your life force, from your power. It can make you feel like, oh, why am I always the one who has to deal with everything? I just want to focus on myself. And the choice card reverse shows that the thing is, you just have not really had a choice for a long time. The responsibilities that you have in your life, they need to be dealt with. There's no one else who can do it for you. It's not something to be taken lightly. And the thing for you, group number 2, is that you are the kind of person that wants to make sure others can always count on you. And the 3 of Air card that we received next, it shows us that you're someone who's really knowledgeable over human psychology, and perhaps you even work in a field where you have to teach other people in so many ways. So you have to understand how human psychology works. You have to understand how people operate and function in order to get the best results, in order to ensure that working with others actually yields the type of financial gain that you have to keep up with. So being in a high-stress job where you have to deal with other human beings, what this does to your love life is it's actually made you in many ways kind of blind to seeing when there is love at the workplace. But it's great because you're not meant to be dating around in your workplace. I see that that can and has led to a lot of toxicity in the past. You've witnessed it as well, like work-love dramas. And I do want you to know that, of course, in like movies and stuff, it always seems so cute when, the barista falls in love with one of the customers or one of the other people working there, and it feels fairy tale like, but in real life, it's just not a thing. I see in the 3 of Air that you are meant to actually be with someone who is very much in their bag about learning and growing, and who is ahead of you when it comes to their career. That doesn't mean that a barista can't be intelligent. There's a lot of baristas, for example, that moved from other countries. They have degrees, they are doctors, but they have not found the job yet, and they're just doing that job to get by. Even if you're a barista with no degree, that doesn't mean that you're unintelligent. You guys get what I'm saying with this. It's just about the fact that they have crossed that phase and that time in their life of building and of not reaching the potential that they want to reach. Here we have the 5 of Cups, so it is completely evident for you, group 2, that October is a time of letting go of old feelings, old emotions that you had about yourself and what you deserve in love, and only focusing on the shiny, the gold, the valuable. a lot of us, we dream of someone who would do anything for us because they're so in love with us, who would, spend all of the time that they have with us, who would make sure that we are good, that everything is paid for, that we go on trips together, that we build a family. And here the Five of Cups is indicative that you also do have a lot of sinister thoughts when you look around and you see how many relationships, in fact, are not working out. And sometimes that can penetrate and infiltrate the way that you see romantic love. And becoming very much aware of this, okay, we have some cards that popped out while I was shuffling and speaking. We received counterpoint as well as the Eight of Wands. Now, what this does, group number 2, is it creates this counterpoint. It creates this time in October where you're deciding, okay, do I continue to tell myself the story of people not being faithful? Do I continue to tell myself the story of real love, true love being something that is really rare? Or here in the Eight of Wands, do I notice that I am going down a little bit of a resentful spiral by seeing all of the things, the stories, the love that isn't working well? Am I actually just sabotaging myself, and it's time to actually steer my thoughts in a completely different direction as quickly as possible to let this Knight of Swords really wow me, to let the Knight of Swords be that person that changes the trajectory of my love life and how I feel about love as a whole? Because you don't have to succumb to these thoughts. You don't have to let other people's experience cloud yours or make you feel like your situation will be a repetition of what they've been through, because it doesn't need to be like that. Group number 2. All right, so group number 2, I do feel that we still have some more messages that must be uncovered. What I will do now is I will clear and cleanse the space, and then I'll be back to guide you more deeply into your October love prediction. So just hold on tight, group number 2, and I'll be right back for us to segue into the second, even more intricate portion of your reading, into the next round, so we can channel all the information that is available about your love life for the month of October. Welcome back, my gorgeous soul of group number 2. Let's delve even deeper into your October prediction that's centered around the topic of love. Of course, you guys, don't worry, your October horoscopes are coming as well. But this reading is specifically about love during the month of October for you. So we've got let go, we've got within the next few weeks, and peaceful resolution. So Spirit has a very clear message for you. And if you are hoping that this love reading will bring you the message to stay with someone that you're in a situationship with, that it will change, or that for some reason the person that you're hoping to be with, they just haven't seen how amazing you are yet. Group number 2, I am not your big sis for no reason. I will always tell you the truth, even if that means that you're not going to like it. I have literally even had some DMs of people who said that I told them something in the reading, they didn't like it. They even went as far as to stop watching my predictions for a couple months, and then they came back and they said, I'm so sorry, I should have listened, you were right, and I get you didn't mean it that way, it was just you and my guides trying to protect me. In the end, it happened exactly the way that you said, and I'm back now, and I'm willing to learn and willing to listen. So this is not about you submitting if you don't want to these messages. It's just a reminder for you that the sooner you let go within the next few weeks of holding on to someone who has not made their way to solidifying their place in your life, the sooner you will have an absolutely peaceful resolution of actually having made the space for a real soulmate. And I do this these days in a very non-emotional, straightforward way, because I have learned my lesson, and I just know it's not worth trying to turn someone into something that they're not. So if I am seeing a guy, and for example, even for date number 1, if there are certain behaviors that I think to myself, would my husband do this? And it's a clear no. The guy is already out. There is no second date. Even the in-between texting behaviors, if there is something that he does that I don't think my husband would do, he is out. Because let me tell you, the pain that it causes to try to make someone who is not yours, it's absolutely not worth the hassle, it's not worth the struggle, it's not worth the heartbreak. Group number 2. It's better for you to learn to peacefully resolve very quickly how to distinguish whether someone is for you or not, and then move on, rather than kind of try to see if you can still steer it in the right direction. I always 100% recommend that you be with someone who is already obsessed with you. Trying tactics that make someone obsessed with you that has already had countless chances to do so but never actually did, wouldn't say that that's worthy of the recovery time that it will take. So recovery is the next card, the next message that we received. October is truly a month of recovery from actually having this pick-me energy. And I have had this as well, group number 2. Don't feel as though you are alone. The best of us have gone through this, where we have literally been played or allowed someone to treat us like a placeholder. And we were literally salivating just at the title of being girlfriend or boyfriend or partner. And we gave all of our power up. And people see this. And the unfortunate reality is that a lot of people do take advantage of when this happens, hence why so many people are unhappily in situationships. But not to stick too long onto this topic, you know what to do with that, group number 2. Just also understand that in October, it's such a huge time of recovery and reform from allowing that in your life, and it is just such a beautiful time of growth of how you are spending your time and who you're spending your time with. Not allowing anyone who isn't deserving of your time and energy and love anymore to take up so much of it. And understanding that making a decision to let go of someone, it's never a mistake when you've been thinking, are they really the one? Are they not? Is this a good situation or not? Let me tell you, if you're having all of these incessant thoughts at the beginning already, they are not the one. They never will be. I see here in the 5 of Pentacles reverse, actually, the quicker you move on, the quicker your money is going to go up. I know, crazy, right? Group number 2, how all of a sudden when you can actually focus on yourself and your career and the things that you want, all of a sudden it shows financially too. Your bank account gets fatter, you've got more time, and you get to build a roster. What does that mean? That means that you are not practicing being hyper-focused on one person. Neither are you going to be completely 100% shut off and single, but you get to talk to multiple people because you are not committed to them, and actually also see the difference in treatment. Because when we don't know any different or any better, we think that some of the things in our lives are the best that we can do, until you start to realize, uh-oh, I've got options. And that's exactly what the 7 of Cups in reverse is all about. It's about you having a lot of options, but actually making the choice to pick. Actually making the choice to pick a life filled with options, not just standing before them and kind of meddling over, oh, which one should I take? Am I even worthy of this option or that option? No. Just see the options and then pick whichever one resonates now and go for it. There was a time where the only options that I wanted to pick in a romantic partner, for example, had a very specific character trait that I wanted. And any man who didn't have that was a no. That was that phase. I experienced that, I explored that, I still like that character trait, but I look at things more holistically now, and there's nothing wrong with it. Today, I have other traits that are a non-negotiable, and I'm sticking to those until I feel as though something has changed within me. Now, within the Page of Pentacles reverse, I can see rejection of anyone who has too youthful of energy and who is financially unstable, illiterate, and also shows you that their time management is off. The Page of Pentacles in reverse, this can even be a 60-year-old individual, okay? Age does not define this person. It is about their energy, it is about their character, it is about their values, it is about the way that they behave. If they cannot plan a date, they cannot plan a life with you, they cannot plan a future with you. If they are unable to date with ease, financially speaking, how will they be able to provide for a family should you decide to have a family? If you go into union with another person, why go into union with someone where if a situation were to happen, health-wise, or one of you just drops out of work and you do have a family, you do have responsibilities, you want to pick someone who you can rely on to actually still support all of the means that you would need. Now, that doesn't mean that you are not also someone who could. It's not taking you out of that equation. It's just, why wouldn't you go for someone who you know has the traits of being able to step up when it is necessary? And it starts in the dating game already. And I want you to not make excuses for someone's lack of ambition, to not future promise, to not bank on potential. Because there is truth in the saying of women marry men for their potential, and men marry women hoping that they will never change. So women marry men hoping that they will change, that they will see through their potential, that something miraculous will happen, whereas men marry women hoping they will never change because they already marry what they want. Hence why a lot of men later down the line say, oh, she's changed, she stopped taking care of herself after the kids, it was like this, like that. You guys know the story. But what this shows is that if you identify as female, if you are one of the over 92% of women who watch my videos, then I want you to become very clear on the fact that we have to do better than to be with someone based on their potential, because they're not doing it the other way around. They wouldn't be with you if you didn't have all of the beautiful traits that you do, if it wouldn't benefit them, if you wouldn't look the way that you look. Sorry to say it, but someone had to say it, group number 2. And you guys know this is not a channel where we sugarcoat things, where we deny what it's really like to live in this society on planet Earth. I mean, at the end of the day, looks, it truly is a currency. Now, the 5 of Swords shows us here that when it comes to your looks, please stop dissecting yourself right now. Even as I was speaking, you are saying how, you know, your looks are not the reason why they're with you, you're not that good looking, blah, blah, blah. Group number 2, actually you are. And I just want to put a full stop right there. I actually just want to leave it there. And I don't want to hear anything from you anymore about your looks. You look fabulous, you look stunning, you are beautiful, you are gorgeous. Can we just accept that and move on? The 3 of Cups here shows us, stay interesting, romantically speaking, by not tying yourself to one person and letting go of any exes or situationships who had more than enough time, if they wanted to solidify a relationship with you, to make sure you are not the one who's got away. And if they are not afraid to lose you, if they are not afraid that you will end up being the one who got away, then they are not the one for you. Remember that, my gorgeous soul. So group number 2, this is the reading that I've received for you, and I hope that you have enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure you let me know below in the comment section. Of course, if you felt safe and comfortable in this healing space of the interweb, then subscribe to my channel to not miss any upcoming predictions, including your October horoscopes that I am currently preparing for you. So my absolutely beautiful soul, I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of our upcoming predictions. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your October love life prediction. You chose the Daily Crystal Inspiration Oracle deck. to help guide you through your love life during the month of October. I cannot wait for us to figure out precisely what is coming towards you. So let's get into shuffling. Let's figure out precisely what the month of October is going to bring you in love. Of course, I'm going to be using other oracle and tarot decks in order for us to uncover these divine psychic messages that are here for you in regard to your love life during the month of October. So I intuitively feel as though your first message is right here. We've got the fluorite. So the month of October will bring you peace within. And I don't want you to feel as though this means it's going to be a boring month, romantically speaking. Actually, quite the opposite. Because when you find someone who is really for you, you will experience peace from within. If someone makes your nervous system feel as though it is constantly in fight or flight mode, if you feel like you have to prove yourself, if them being in your life causes chaos, confusion, anxiety, they are not for you, group number 3. They are meant to bring stability, calmness, relaxation, and dependability into your life. You're not supposed to be guessing where you stand with this other person. And the ocean jasper shows us that, the person that will love you the most, that will be absolutely obsessed with you, is the person who loves when you schedule yourself in. This is the person where you feel safe to continue having your friendships, to continue making your plans, following through on them, to continue to schedule in your appointments for your massages, for your Botox, for your Pilates class, tennis, shopping, going to get a facial, going to your favorite coffee place, all while being either by yourself or in the company of a friend that you've had before you met the love of your life. The ocean jasper shows us that the more you prioritize yourself, the more the love of your life actually ends up respecting you and your time. Now, the black kyanite is representative of setting strong boundaries. If you have struggled up until now to set strong boundaries, let me tell you that the stronger the boundaries you set, group number 3, the more crazy that they are about you. I promise you this. I was once a chronic boundary setting avoidant because when I really liked someone, I was afraid that setting that boundary would mean that I would risk the relationship or risk the contact with that person, that they would think I'm too difficult, I'm too high maintenance, that they would then leave. And now I'm like, that's fine. Because guess what? The right person is actually going to want to respect that boundary. The right person isn't just going to leave off of one little boundary, off of one little wind blowing in the wrong direction. You get what I'm saying, group number 3? Like, if they are really your soulmate, will they let that deter them from your connection continuing to grow and blossom? So the epidote is a crystal that brings you the message to go deeper. Be honest with yourself. Sometimes you are making sure to avoid the orange and red flags, such as I was as well, not setting the boundaries because you know they're probably going to fail the boundary test, and then you're going to have to remove them from your life, or you're going to be confronted with the fact that they failed it and feel like a clown if you still keep them in your life. You know what I'm saying, group number 3? I feel like this is more familiar to you than you may want to admit. And the epidote is just about going deeper in October and understanding why you have allowed this, why your nervous system still feels at times like allowing this, and to know here that love is on its way to you in October, hence why you are also thinking and pondering on these lessons from your past and why you are being called to learn to set the strong boundaries, as we spoke about in the black kyanite crystal, to go deeper as to why in the past you maybe haven't, to keep your schedule of your things, yourself, your hobbies, and to know in the fluorite you found the one when you have found peace within, when you have found peace from a place of, okay, I know where I stand. I know what's going on here. So we've got two cards that popped up, which is the Four of Fire and the Abundance card in reverse, though. You guys know that I do also read the cards in reverse for you. Now, the Four of Fire reverse shows us here that finally you are no longer the one pursuing. You're not the hunter. You are hunting, so to say. Sorry, you are the hunted, is what I meant to say, group number 3. And then here, within abundance reversed, just know that what October brings for you is that abundance comes to you. Abundance is not something that you go out and look for. Okay, they will bring abundance to you. You are not hunting them, you are hunted, and they are bringing abundance to you. Stop putting in more effort than is necessary. Group number 3, I'm getting this strong message from your guides that you put too much effort and then it's an overkill, and that actually turns them off. And that's why it hasn't worked in so many ways. Now, next up, we've got wisdom reverse. So what Spirit is trying to say here in wisdom reverse, which kind of looks like a hermit in reverse card, it's not about learning these new fancy dating strategies or implementing all of these rules or love being something that is calculated and so on. You also don't need any new information. You just have to be real with yourself, and you have to be reminded of what you already know and take action on what it is that you already know. For example, you already know that someone who can go days without texting you is probably not your soulmate, especially if you feel very differently and you're the kind of person who, quote unquote, needs daily contact and you desire to talk to them daily. If that isn't reciprocated, you already know they are not interested enough to make the cut. And why are you even attracted to someone who treats you this way or shows a lack of interest? That's where it really hits, right? That's a conversation that nobody's ready to have. The King of Pentacles here shows me that who is coming into your life during the month of October is someone who has earth sign energy in the form of Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. King of Pentacles energy is mature energy. This has a bull on the card because King energy can be very stubborn as well. I'm getting strong Taurus energy for you. The King of Pentacles shows us here that they are very accomplished, they're very respected, and they've still got their horns, which means if they must, they will break through any situation or blockages in a strong-minded way, and they can do some serious damage. And the Chariot shows us here that now this is the kind of pursuit that I wanted for you, group number 3. The Chariot is representative of fast-forward movement, aligning what you want with what you see and then going for it, and also fearlessness. The Chariot is representative of going the extra mile for another person, pursuing. As I already said to you, you are hunted. You are not the hunter. That was a turn off previously. You are not meant to be the one who is hunting, group number 3. So stop it. Allow for the other person to pursue you. I want to also know here in the King of Pentacles some more information about this person and their initials. All right, so we have got the letters I and P. So these are the important letters within their name, group number 3. You know their sign. You know that they will just be pursuing you very directly. I almost wanted to say relentlessly, but that sounds a little dramatic in my opinion. All right, and then we have a quote from Gone with the Wind that states, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." That is the energy that Spirit wants you to be on. That is the energy that you are being called to adapt and assimilate. Do not give a damn. Do you. Enjoy you. Enjoy your time. The thing is that often we start to consider another person way, way, way too much and way too early on in the relationship, We cancel our workouts, we stop seeing our friends to make time with them, and overall we just rearrange our schedule in a way that we can spend time with these people. Meanwhile, what you really should be doing is to continue your program, your plan, your things, and to show them that's not stopping. Like, they have to really earn a spot in your life before you start adjusting your schedule to them and that relationship. My gorgeous soul of group number 3, I can sense that we have a couple additional messages about your love life that Spirit wants to share. So what I am going to do right now is I'm going to clear and cleanse the space, and then I will be back for us to delve a little more deeply into your reading. The great thing is that you don't have to lift a finger, you don't have to move, you don't have to do a thing. Just continue to enjoy your prediction as we delve even more deeply into what's coming toward your love life during the month of October. Welcome back, group number 3. So let's delve a little more deeply into your reading for the month of October, shall we? Okay, we've got acceptance, and then we have listen to your body. If you have ever been in a romantic relationship where your body was out of whack, so for some reason your body kept signaling to you that this person is not for you, somehow the connection was toxic, chemically speaking, to your body of being with this person, and we also have control, I want you to listen to your body to keep these symptoms under control, but not just that, but to accept that you cannot control the truth that your body knows. When your body knows that you are not meant to be with another person or to be intimate or to in any form be attached to them, it will wreak havoc. You will have symptoms and constant kind of annoyances that tell you, okay, I should not be with this person. And rather than trying to manage those symptoms and continue to be with that person, listen to your body and accept the fact that not everybody is someone who you should be with, especially not on such an intimate level. That can be extremely poor spiritual hygiene for you. Group number 3. Ooh, all right, and burn. Take that as you will, group number 3. We can go into lots of different reasons of feeling a burn in so many different ways, but Spirit is trying to say to you, if you notice here in October that your body is screaming, your body is telling you that something is not fitting, that something is just not in alignment, romantically speaking, listen to it, group number 3. It's not a joke, and it is a clear sign that your person is yet to come. Next up, we have the King of Pentacles again. So your guides are being very clear about the fact that the King of Earth sign, the King of Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, someone who knows what they're doing in the earthly realm, someone who has a very mature, older type of energy. This is the kind of person for you, group number 3. Not someone who is indecisive, not someone who doesn't quite know or doesn't know how to keep it in their pants. The King of Pentacles shows us here that this is who is coming into your life in October. Be open to it, don't reject them. And when you're too involved with another person, you might not even see them come into your life. So the 9 of Swords is a reminder for you. During October, do some things by yourself and don't get too caught up in anyone who isn't obscenely caught up in you. And I really mean this. Number 3, it is so essential that you only spend time with people who are equally as obsessed with you as you are with them. And I would even say don't show them the obsession from your side too much until you have confirmed legitimate obsession from their side. All right, group number 3, it is really important and essential that it is 100% clear to you that you are just as wanted and loved and liked as you feel about this other person. Before that has become abundantly clear, don't lean into the relationship too much, but the King of Pentacles is someone who will show you this pretty early on, pretty quickly. So let's see what else Spirit has to say. We have C, C, and R. All right, C, C, R. What else do we have for you, group number 3? We also have V and I. All right, so VIC is giving me Victoria vibes. So him being born or coming from the state of Victoria, a place that has Victoria in its name. And then we have C and R for the town, the closer description, the road, the area that he lived in. So this is a very clear sign for you to look out for these symbols with your person during the month of October. Group number 3. Let's delve a little more deeply into it. We have the Page of Swords, Page of Air Signs. All right, this is the page of just talking too much. The Suit of Swords corresponds to communication, to all things that have to do with logic. The Suit of Swords is the most challenging suit, and that is where you're being called to steer clear. No immature people who don't know what they want. As I see here in the 5 of Cups, that for you, group number 3, October is a month of recovery. It's a month of being you-centric and finding those people who are just as you-centric as you are. I know it sounds a little conceited, but group number 3, you have selflessly given so much of yourself away over the years. What is the worst that could happen if for once you actually focus on yourself? What is the worst that could happen if for once you actually make sure that you put yourself first and you're good? Now, group number 3, this is the reading that I have received for you. I hope that you have enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a flame emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are here, that you have enjoyed your October prediction. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to make sure that you do not miss out on your October horoscopes that are coming soon. I have some very fun surprises that I still have for the upcoming videos, so make sure that you don't miss out on those. My gorgeous soul of group number 3, I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of our upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous soul of group number 4. You chose the crystals, the stone deck, to help guide us to figure out precisely what's coming towards you during the month of October. This, by the way, is a orange calcite, and this is a crystal for anyone who needs to now break through their limits. So when it comes to love, you have been limiting yourself unnecessarily. This crystal is for anyone who has a job they need to do, the brilliant but lazy, anyone who is a Taurus. So a job needing to be done means when it comes to love, you know you have to break through your limits. You know you have to finally stand on what you deserve and truly believe from the inside out that what it is that you want from love and you desire, romantically speaking, is 100% attainable and 100% meant to be yours. Because after all realities exist in the quantum field, but the reality that you access is 100% up to the energetic frequency that you are emitting. So I hope that wasn't too much, group number 4. We'll get into all of the details now for your month of October. So the azurite is telling you to get laser focused. This being the next crystal that showed up within your reading, it brings you the message to really focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. And this applies especially for the area of love, as this is your October love reading. So rather than focusing on, oh, I don't want to be with a player, I don't want to be with someone who isn't committed, I don't want to be with someone who just says, let's see where this goes. When you are placing your energy and your focus and your attention on that kind of behavior, guess what you're going to attract? You're going to attract more of that energy. You're going to be attracting more of that type of behavior, which is precisely what we do not want for you. group number 4. So get laser focused on what you do want. You want commitment, you want marriage, you want someone who is infatuated by you, you want the golden retriever, the white picket fence, traveling the world together, having kids and being utterly successful. Focus on that. Focus on finding someone who has that ambition, and find a way to forgive yourself for past mistakes that you feel like you have made. And let me let you in on a little secret, group number 4. Things that you are beating yourself up for, you are not the only one who has been through this ish, group number 4. You are not the only one who has fallen victim to people who just talk and don't deliver, to situationships and undervaluing yourself. It's all part of the process of learning to become the person you are meant to be, and for when you do have that special someone, for when love is really there in a healthy, beautiful manner, to appreciate it and to know that this is the one, to know with certainty that you are not selling yourself short, because how would you know if you have zero experience? And I know gaining experience in love can be painful. And gaining experience doesn't mean that you have to go as far as to be intimate with every person. It's just the whole getting to know people phase, learning how to navigate potential relationships and how to always make sure you are in a position of power. The 9 of Swords, which in this deck is depicted by this fox on a rather like sinister dark background with a crescent moon. The fox is looking up. It gives me this weary feeling for you. And group number 4, I want you to know that it is completely normal to question yourself and to question whether you are actually even ready for what is to come in October. It's completely normal to overthink. We've all done it. I do it as well, group number 4, all the time. But the beautiful thing about confidence, and look, we have a card that popped right out as we were shuffling. We'll get into this in just a second. To finish my message that I've got for you here in the 9 of Swords from your guides, the beautiful thing about confidence is that nobody actually knows if it's real. Nobody actually knows whether confidence is something that is even a thing. And I see here in the 4 of Wands reverse that your guides are trying to say to you to get out of your head about being confident in a like quote unquote real manner, but instead just assume the best. That is the law of assumption. I also teach that in my membership. You guys who are members, you know this. I have lessons on the law of assumption, how when you literally just assume the best, you move forward with the best intention, you move forward with the expectation that only greatness and awesomeness is coming towards you in love. That is what you will begin to see pop up everywhere. That is what you will begin to receive. It's really spooky almost how this works, but group number 4, it is what it is. That's how it goes with the law of assumption. Let's move a little more deeply. Wow, we have got the World card for you, group number 4. Group 4, the World card is the last card of the major arcana, and this is a card of fulfillment. This is a card of having everything that you need and more, of not wanting for anything, of not feeling as though, oh my goodness, I am so behind, I'm so this, I'm so that. No, you're solid. You're in a stage in your life in October where you can see real progress. And I see that October is giving you huge fulfillment, romantically speaking. I want us to talk a little more in detail about why this is the case, and if there's any specific person who is kind of leading to this being the case, or why this is going on. Well, we have our answer right here. The Queen of Cups, this is a representation of the energetic frequency that we're getting for you for October. The Queen of Cups is someone who is in control of their emotions. The Queen of Cups brings the energy of, for one, being vulnerable, but at the same time also being in control over emotions, having very nurturing water sign type of emotional energy of being empathetic and understanding others, but also not getting too involved in relationships that could potentially be toxic. Queen of Cups energy just shows me here. You are ultra confident during the month of October, and the Queen of Wands also shows us you're taking action on this, group number 4. So taking action and also just shutting out toxic people, toxic friends, this is really serving your love life, and this is leading to this fulfillment that we've got in the World card. So October is really so much more about what you're doing for yourself, not what someone is bringing into your life or quote unquote doing for you. This is a month of total self-control, of total control over who you even allow into your life, romantically speaking, into your heart, into any of your physical space. Oh, okay, we have a letter that popped right out. And this is really serving you, group number 4. So let's intuitively add some more letters. We have the letter I, and then we also have T and A. All right, so of course have Thai as either a name or phonetically, of course, we would need an H for it to be Thai, as in like the ethnicity. But I want you to know here, when it comes to Thai for ethnicity, nationality, however you'd like to say it, that we do have this date, and we potentially have someone taking you out for Thai food, for Eastern food, for Asian food, for a restaurant where they have some Thai infused kind of cuisine. And then also, of course, the name Thai showing up during the month of October for you in a romantic sense. And I really look forward to you going on this date, group number 4, and confirming in the next monthly prediction how it was and letting me know. And of course, the Unicorn fam as well. So leave a little food emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you're part of group number 4. And you're manifesting this Thai food date. I see here in the 6 of Cups that romantically speaking, your love life in October, it's victorious, it's filled with growth. You are able to establish a real connection with another human being who respects you, who wants you, who sees you as attractive, and who wants to be with you. You see how all of these plants are flourishing out of these chalices. That is precisely what the 6 of Cups means in tarot. Pair that up with the Queen of Cups, it makes for a beautiful combination of you knowing your worth and standing on your worth and not compromising it anymore. But here, the 9 of Wands shows us that you're realizing, oh boy, I also really need a break. Getting ready for dates, making yourself look good, smell nice, doing your hair, if you wear makeup, and also all the in-betweens, like eating healthily and working out and doing any other treatments that you might be doing. It's draining. It's a lot of work, group number 4, and not many people speak on this. And I just want you to know here that it's so important for you to bear in mind to give yourself breaks and alone days, and also don't be afraid to show up very bare on dates and when you're meeting someone. Don't take everything so seriously and personally when it comes to your looks, because you are more attractive than you give yourself credit for. Now, next up, we have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles represents who is coming into your life in the form of this King of Earth signs, a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo person that is entering your life during the month of October. The thing with this person is obviously they're a snack, they're snatched, they're confident. King energy in the suit of Pentacles, which is the suit of the earthly realms, means this is someone who has a lot of power, professionally speaking. People look up to them. They're the one who has the sole proprietorship when it comes to signing for this. When it comes to signing off on things in a large business and corporation, they are the person that has to say yes to any final decisions and changes before they can be made and implemented. And this person being attracted to you, group number 4, it definitely is indicative of who you're becoming, because they would not want to be with someone who is, quote, weak. They want to be with someone who knows what they want. And you have completely understood here in the Five of Cups that for you, it is about quality, not quantity. You are happy for 3 cups, so a larger portion of people to fade away and to not even be potentials, to not be potential friends, mates, partners, just not be in your life in general, and have a smaller pool to choose from, but a higher quality one, rather than trying to be someone for everyone. That is just not your vibe. It never has been. It never will be. Group number 4, you are meant to be a person that others see value in, and others actually understand they can't just waltz into your life and woo you with empty words. They have to actually follow through. So you are doing your sorting out of people, you're weeding out very early on in relationships, and that is really serving you to make sure that the last one standing actually deserve to have a spot within your life. Now, next we have a quote from the Lion King as a message for you for your love life in October. I'm only brave when I have to be. Being brave doesn't mean you go looking for trouble. And that's the thing. You do test a little bit, but you're not going to warn someone. Put your quote right here under tie. You're not going to warn someone about you cutting them off soon because they're being inconsistent. You don't announce your moves, you simply make them. And then you allow for the results to speak the volumes. And being brave doesn't mean you go out looking for trouble. It does resonate with the fact that you also know the kind of person who is toxic to you, the kind of person who resembles an ex-partner, an ex-relationship. Being brave doesn't mean that you're like, okay, I've worked through this, and then you go and you quote unquote test yourself by being with someone with those similarities or qualities like that again. But no, you've learned your lesson and you know it's not good for you. You're not going to go out looking for trouble to prove whether you actually learned and grew. You simply just stay away from what you can tell is not healthy for you, never will be healthy for you, and is completely unnecessary for you to even have within your life. You're not going out looking for trouble in any way, shape, or form. You want peace over everything. Now, group number 4, I can sense that there are some additional messages for you when it comes to your love life for the month of October. So what I will do now is I will clear and cleanse the space, and then I will be right back to guide you even more deeply into your October love prediction. The great thing is you don't have to do a thing, you don't have to lift a finger. Simply continue to enjoy your reading, relax into this space, and soak up all of the healing and insightful channeled messages that we have right here for you. Welcome back, my lovely soul of group number 4. Did you miss me? Now let's delve back into your reading and go a little deeper into your love life prediction for the month of October. So ask your angels, the situation will improve an abundance. Your angels want you to ask them for what to do if you are feeling confused or anxious, group number 4. Don't be afraid to drop into meditation, to drop into prayer, to write into your journal that you would like a sign, a very specific sign from your angels in order to know that you are on the right path. And if you're a little bit confused about the sign, if you're a little bit unsure what that may be, let's just pull some charms for you, group number 4, in order for you to really figure out what those signs may be. So we've got a flamingo, we have got a tree of life charm, then here we have a dragonfly and a paper plane. These are the signs in October that you are on the right path. When you see those, know that the situation will improve. The situation will get better. I want to add some numerology to this. You guys know I like to make my readings very detailed for you. I want to make sure you get all the info you could ever hope for. So we've got the number 19, See the 19th day of the month of October as a turning point, as a point at which your situation will greatly improve. And then we also have abundance. And I want to see, astrologically speaking, what this resonates with. We have got Jupiter as a planet. In case you did not know this, Jupiter is the planet of growth, of higher education, of long distance traveling, booking flights in October, and then catching flights, not feelings. I also want you to know that Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's a fire sign of taking action. And I hope that you know here, when it comes to abundance, when it comes to Jupiter, this is a month of you taking action to get everything that you deserve. This is a month of asking for the signs, receiving them, and having that confirmation to really amp up your confidence in a way that it's never been increased before. So this is your month, group number 4, for love to flourish. This is your month for love to actually be in a space where you're like, wow, things really did turn out for the better for me. And I want us to add some more tarot cards to see what your guides need you to know about October, romantically speaking. The 10 of Pentacles is a clear sign that what's meant for you will never make you fumble your bag, which means it will never make you jeopardize your career, your financial growth and gain, and your professional endeavors. The 10 of Pentacles is indicative here with the whale under the water with these 10 pentacles, that actually things in your career just get better when you meet that right person. And the moon is a symbol of intuition and following your gut feeling rather than questioning it. We also have a rabbit here on this crescent moon that's made of flowers. A very gentle nudge is yours in October about your fertility, and when it comes to procreating, making sure that you're taking the necessary precautions to either protect yourself or to actually have this part of your life finally be looked at as, you know what, if kids happen, they happen. If they don't, they don't. But either way, I will just listen to what my body really desires and also what my intuition is telling me. I'll take the ego away. I'll take all the opinions that I've had up until now, put them elsewhere because they don't belong in the month of October with all of the changes that are happening. You're allowed to change your mind. Maybe at one point you thought, no, I don't want kids at all. But then, you know, you meet your King of Pentacles and you're like, this is actually something that I do really want. This is actually something that makes me feel excited. Or perhaps you thought that you would follow the traditional path of getting married and having kids and settling down. But the older you get, the more you realized, you know, I'm actually so good by myself that if it doesn't happen, I don't feel like I failed. I don't feel like I didn't do something that I, quote, should have done. You know what I mean? Group number 4, and sleep. Prioritize your sleep. Love, it takes a lot of energy. Let's be real. Even if it's exciting, even if it's really positive feeling that you have about love and someone is courting you, someone is wowing you, you're texting them, you're talking to them, you're on the phone with them till late at night, you're writing lots of messages back and forth. Of course, it's great, it's exciting, it's beautiful, but at the same time, it can also be kind of draining. But this is just the investment that you have to make for progress. Progress being the next card that showed up within your reading. It indicates here that you're making progress through these investments in a relationship with another human being during the month of October. And you know that it's initially like that until things get clear. I love that the Get Clear card showed up exactly now, group number 4, which is indicating to us all that you need is clarity. All you needed was for things to get clear so that you can really lean into a relationship without feeling like you're giving more than you're receiving. And what Spirit wants you to know, last but not least, is that October is a month of your personal well-being. Well-being in a sensual sense as well. So go get any tests that you need to get done, whether it's for vitamins, whether it's for STIs, whether it's just making sure that your bowel functions are normal, that you don't have any kind of parasites. I know this is not the most fun or sexy thing to talk about in a love reading, but you guys, I am your big sis for a reason. Make sure that your well-being in conjunction to your romantic life is checked out. So you can also be confident when intimacy is here and available for you during the month of October. So you can also feel like you know where you stand with yourself, with your body, and there's no weird things that may pop up that will make you feel uncomfortable or just make the situation awkward. So focus on your well-being and remember that a lot of things can also be solved or helped with some good sleep, some great beauty sleep for you, my gorgeous soul. So my absolutely stunning soul of group number 4. This is the reading that I have received for you, and I hope that you found it insightful and that you enjoyed it. Make sure that you let me know below in the comment section. Leave a crescent moon in the comment section, because that's the only way anyone would know that you're part of group number 4 and you watched your entire reading all the way to the end and that you're a real one. So group 4, I'm sending you an abundance of love. I can't wait for you to grow through the month of October, romantically speaking, and I'll catch up with you in one of our upcoming readings together.